everyone, it's Melanie from Haute Hijab, and today I'm going to show you guys some beautiful ways to wear our chiffons in solids and prints. Alright, so as you probably already know, chiffon is my absolute favorite fabric. It's my everyday, it's my go-to, it's super no fuss. I love them because they stay put all day. I don't need to iron them. They're easy to wash. They're just amazing. And chiffon is the only fabric of ours that comes in both squares and rectangles. Square hijabs are actually really hard to find, which is why we started producing them, because I wanted them for myself. I just feel super confident and comfortable in squares. I think they fit my face shape quite nicely, and they're just perfect for me. So I wanted to make sure that we had the perfect size squares in the fabric that makes the most sense. And the first thing I do is I take that square and I fold it into a triangle, but I do leave about 5 to 7 inches in between the two folds so that I have a bigger triangle than folding it in half perfectly. And the reason for this is I don't want a ton of bulk. Once I've done that, I'll put it over my head. Make sure that the fold at the top is flawless. This fold right here is everything to me. If it's not perfect, I will literally take off my entire hijab during the day, redo it so that I can get it perfect. And chiffon is the best way to achieve that really beautiful fold. Next, I take a pin and secure it underneath my chin. This is actually super weird because I'm already wearing a scarf underneath, but that's okay, double it up. If you want a really effortless look, you can just throw them over your shoulder. You can even drape one side on your shoulder like this. It's really elegant. The drape, as you can see, is so fluid and liquid-like. I think it's such a beautiful fabric. Now, what I typically do with my chiffon scarves is I will take both strands, crisscross them around my neck, bring them to the back, and then underneath my bun here, I'll take a safety pin and pin both strands together really tightly. The key is you want to secure it in place in the back really tightly. And this is the look that I do when I want to tuck in my hijab. So you may have noticed I love wearing collared shirts and turtlenecks and just high neck tops in general. I think they just look really polished and classy, and that's just kind of my style. And so I do tuck in my scarves a lot. And a lot of you have been asking, how do you wear turtlenecks and hijabs so effortlessly? Well, that's how. I secure the two strands in the back with the safety pin really tightly, and then that allows me to tuck in my hijab into whatever high neck top I'm wearing, whether it's a collared shirt, a big chunky turtleneck, or a little mock neck like this one. And it's just a really classy, polished style. This is my go-to. This is like how you'll usually see me. I probably would have a white collared shirt popping out a little bit, as this is a little short for me, but this is really the look. All right, now the second really easy way to work a chiffon square. This is a look that I typically do when I don't have a higher neck and I'm just wearing like a crew neck top because I'm looking for more coverage. What I'll do is, again, I take the scarf and fold it like I showed you earlier with this much room in between the folds. And then what I'll do is, instead of having two equal sides coming down, I make them unequal so I have a much longer side, as you can see. So once you have them uneven, I'm gonna pin it under my neck again. And this only takes the one pin, so I'm just gonna bring it all the way back and around. And what happened was that long triangular part from the back came to the front, and now you'll see it's hanging down here. You can bring it back to the front, pin it right here, and this will be your nice little full coverage look. Or you can do what I do, which is I use these two strands right here to create a knot, and even a bow if you like. I just do a knot, and I have a little knot there, and then this other piece that was the original hanging strand, we haven't touched this yet, I usually just tuck this into whatever top I'm wearing. I'm literally wearing a hijab underneath this still, so that's why it looks a little bulky. But yeah, so I'll tuck that into the top, and then I have my little knot. So this is the second look. All right, so moving on now to our rectangular chiffon hijabs. These are 72 inches long by 27 inches wide. All right, so you can start either with the hem flush against your face, like this. Or you can fold the hem. I'm gonna fold about, that's like 7 inches or so. 5 to 7 inches is a good amount. And then you can put it on. This way you'll have a little bit more volume around your face versus the first way of having the hem right on your face. So it really is just a matter of preference. Okay, so I'm actually gonna take off the scarf I have on underneath because it's kind of jacking everything up. I am going to pin it underneath my chin. Due to the slippery nature of chiffon, I would actually recommend you wear an undercap underneath the rectangle chiffon hijabs. With the square ones, you don't need an undercap, as you saw. They do stay in place without the undercap. I mean, right now it does feel secure. And certainly with our Georgette, you don't need an undercap. That's why those are so amazing. But throughout the day, I can definitely see this slipping a little bit, especially if you have really smooth hair. So if you have really textured hair, you might not need an undercap. But I have really straight, smooth hair. And so for me, I know it's just gonna slip a ton. And so I would recommend an undercap. So I have both strands equal right now, and there are a lot of ways that you can work these. You can bring one strand around in the back, leave one in the front, both of them to the back. You can even bring one back around and then make a pretty bow with the 2 strands that you have. There's certainly enough fabric for you to play around with a ton of different styles. So I'm only showing you a few, but there's a ton of different ways that you can work these. So here's a little bow that you can wear. This is really pretty. I love this cascade that comes down. Or you can keep it very, very simple and kind of drape it around for a really pretty effect. Again, I love the liquid-like drape of these chiffon. They're really, really pretty. And this is a super simple look. Now, if you wanted to do a double wrap around, then I would pin it so that you have one shorter side and one longer side, and then you can bring it around your head like this. And then I would probably bring this to the back. There's so many different ways to wear these. That's why I love chiffon. It's so versatile. There's so many different looks that you can create, and have fun with it. Experiment, see what looks best on you, what you feel most comfortable in, what makes you feel the most beautiful, and I would stick with that style. All right, so I hope this was helpful and you got a few new ideas for how to style chiffon hijabs, and you're gonna have a ton of fun styling your square or rectangle chiffon haute hijabs. As always, join me on social media, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on our blog. And you can shop online anytime at hautehijab.com. Until next time, take care everyone. Assalamu alaikum.